I'm back. Hello. Hello. This morning I said I would come back again later in the day and do the second part of the blanket that we've finished this morning. Or the scarf or whatever you want to call it. Yay. Yeah, I always try and go live in the afternoon, or sometimes I used to do it in the evening actually. At least one time during the stitch-alongs, because I feel like people who don't live in the England time zone, they have to get up so early, and that's just such a shame. But yeah, I can't help where I live. So if you are looking for instruction on how to do this part, watch this morning's video. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm doing and stuff, but I'm not going to give you a full on tutorial, for this, because I've already done it. And I feel like you really need to know how to do the grids and everything, properly. So yes, Nem said, look at all those, gorgeous. For the new stitch along, did you guys see? There's a new free stitch along with Anchor Crafts. And it's going to happen in October 11th. So that's super exciting. Something to look forward to. So fun. Okay, so just like this morning's, we're going to do the horizontal ones first. Then we'll do the vertical ones after. So for here, because it's obviously a little bit turned, these ones went this way. And these ones go this way. So we're just going to go and just turn that a little bit like that. And then start with our stitching. Just downloaded my pattern. Yay, so excited. Yes. It's going to be so much fun. That was actually a pattern that I made ages ago. And it was supposed to just be a pattern of the month. And yeah, was just going to... Oh, I think Jessie's up. Was just gonna do it for that. But then I was like, do you know what? This would be a really good stitch along. And we had been talking about doing a stitch along for autumn. And I said, actually, let's just do it as a stitch along. Just wanted to say hi quick. So I popped on. Oh, hi. I love it when you guys just pop on and say hi. Yes, these patterns are both going to up my fall decoration game. Oh, yes. Okay, so do you guys actually decorate for the seasons? Do you decorate for each season? Because this is something that I've always kind of been should I be doing this? Is this a personal preference, or do people do you decorate for the spring and put something else out for winter and put something else out for fall? Because part of me was if I do it for one, I should do it for all of them, right? But we really just decorate for the holidays. Absolutely for fall. What do you guys put out for that? Just leaves? Autumnal leaves? Or something? I think that's one thing that I haven't really done a lot of is decorating. We've kind of left things very, not plain, do you know what I mean? But just very neutral. Oh, I missed a lot. I think it's personal preference. Always decorate for autumn as it's my favorite, and the Christmas, but not spring or summer. That's interesting. I was literally in the middle of your earlier video, just finished drawing my grid, but now I have to stop so I can tune in live. Oh, only autumn and Christmas. My autumn started with maple string lights and escalated from there. Oh, that would be really pretty. And Dem says, I don't personally, but I can see why changing your decor for seasons would be so cool. Pumpkins, gourds, leaves. Okay, flannel stuff. Maybe I should give it a go. But I could make a lot of stuff for it as well, you know? Okay, so I've got my horizontal. I get to catch a live stitching. Yes. So fun. And I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb so I can't get phone calls or anything through when I'm doing a live anymore, because last time, yesterday, when someone called, like I said, the audio stopped working. So I was like, nope, not again. So I cannot be disturbed. Nem says it sort of happens naturally, though, because the fruits of the bowl change and the tablecloths tend to be summery in the summer. So I guess I actually subconsciously... You do. Yeah. That's really a good point, though, because some fruits and vegetables are only available at certain times of the year. So I guess that is true. I feel like I could be doing a bit more. You know? And I always wonder about spring and summer, because I feel like autumn and winter, like lots of people do stuff for that. But like, would you just take it down and then have like a bare house? I don't know why, but I said tablecloths as well, and I didn't even clock that that's not a thing. Like, I know when I lived in China, we would have prawns or shrimp, and they would be like, make sure you take their clothes off. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? And that's obviously the shell. So you have to take the clothes off the prawns and the clothes off the crab or whatever. I thought that was quite fun. So I didn't even notice that that's not a thing. I just went with it. Like, yeah, that totally makes sense. So I was planning on using the Moulins thread for this. Do you think that would work? Isn't that just the 6-stranded cotton thread? Or is that different? Is it like the same? This kind? Because isn't it just the plain 6-stranded cotton? Kate says that she puts up spring flowers and a bright tablecloth. Do you know what? That could really work. Like nice floral stuff. The glittery ones. Oh, do you mean the Etoile? Etoile. Let me see which container it's in. Not that one. The other one. These ones. With the glitter. Just a slight glitter. It would totally work. I did speak a little bit about, that's totally fine. I did speak a little bit about that Etoile or Etoile thread this morning. And I actually showed this one. So have a watch of that video. They're a little bit fuzzy, furry. They give more of like a wool look. Whereas these ones are more shiny and smooth. I mean shiny, like the threads itself are a bit more shiny. Whereas those threads look a little bit more rough. When you see them in person, it does totally make sense, I promise. Let's see, I'm going to leave that in the corner there. So it's totally up to you. Give it a go. I haven't watched this morning's yet. I usually watch during my lunch break. Yeah, that's totally understandable. Yeah, have a watch of those because I do show them a little bit. Not the whole tin. I can show the whole tin if you'd like. But my parents sent me those. Two of them. So there's the silver tin. These are DMC threads though. So they're a little bit different than the Anchor threads. Anchor does have the furry, not furry, these shiny, like similar ones, but they don't have the same ones as these. But it comes in a tin like this and you get all of them all together. And then They also sent me that there's like a limited edition tin that they come out with sometimes. And these were all like limited edition colors. So it's quite fun. All of them can be split into strands, yes. So the étoile or étoile, it means star in French, whichever one, however you say it. They can all be split. And I believe there's 6 of those as well. Which video did you talk about the other threads? This morning's video. So exactly the same as I'm doing now, but I've just finished it this morning. Yeah. So actually I talk about it towards the end of the video when we're doing the tacking stitches, which makes this the couching part, if that makes sense. But yeah, you can like fast forward towards the end of that if you want to have a look. Because I said if you wanted to do like a little bit of like a sparkle or something like that, you could always do a sparkle just for the tacking stitches to tack them down if you really wanted to. But obviously if you wanted to do it for the whole thing or add like maybe the first layer and the third layer as the special threads and then do, oops, dropped it. And then use regular threads for the rest of it. That could be quite fun too, because it would almost look like it was woven in between. Oh, there's Jessie coming down the stairs. We're getting our stairs carpeted, like, because the old carpet was really, really gross. And we've had no carpet on the stairs for like a month and a half now. And you can just hear her like boom, 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 boom coming down the stairs. You gonna go out? There you go. Have fun. So you can always tell when she's coming up or coming down. She was sleeping on the bed, but now I feel like she's probably thinking, I'll go outside for a little bit now. I was trying not to go buy new threads, but I might need to check out the glitter ones. Oh, it's so hard to not buy new threads, you know. It's so hard because I feel like there's so many fun, like, new things that, like, you want to try. And really, like, they're not that expensive, you know? I mean, if you buy the whole tin, I think it is quite expensive, actually. But my dad said he found it like for a percentage off, like 50% off or 40% off. So that's why he ended up just buying both of them. Because he's like, my daughter wants these. I don't know what they are. Are they on sale? I don't know. Okay, so remember we're going above and to the left. I need to do my nails, okay? I was packing some stuff up, boxes, and some of them chipped off. So I just said, screw it. Take them all off. I got the tin for Christmas for my boys. Oh, that's so sweet. Yes. My dad, he's one of those people that he goes in the stores and he's like, I've got a picture. I don't know if they're the right ones or not, but this is what I've got. Is there a sale? Are they on sale? Have you got a coupon? Oh, he always cracks me up. Because I would always just be like, I just pay whatever. Because I'd be like, oh, I don't want to like ruffle feathers, you know? And he'd just be like, are these on sale? Can I get some money off? And the lady was like, yeah, sure. I was like, how did you manage that? He's like, I don't know. Oh, no, okay. I was like, did I just mess this up? They were on sale around Thanksgiving. I think I've had these for a while, since like maybe last summer or the summer before. I've had them for a long time. But they could be a really good option if you just want to add like a little twinkle, you know? A little twinkle twinkle. My first time doing a stitch along with you. I'm loving it. When we do the couching, are we only going over the one thread of the last color? So I do explain this in the morning video. But yes, all of these, they just lay on top of each other. And the very, very, very last color that you do, so for me, that was my darkest color. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. I don't have the light on because it's actually quite sunny out right now. So if you look really carefully, I don't want you to see my nasty nails like that. If you look really carefully here, the only part that's couched or uses the tacking stitch to hold them down is the very, very last grid you do. And it's going to be the intersection of those two threads. So remember, we're doing the horizontal one first, and then we're doing the vertical one second. Remember, up and to the left, or above and to the left. So if you look at it like this, kind of how you're supposed to do it. So obviously you do above first. So whatever row you're doing, the next row goes right above that. And then to the left of that. And then the very last grid that we do, you're tacking that down. It took a long time to say the same thing like 10 times. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so it's just those last ones. So you actually do not touch the first layer, the second layer, or the third layer. Only the last layer that you do. So I will say, I did the darkest layer on top, but that doesn't mean you have to do it that way. You can pick any 4 colors that you think go together. Okay, so that's why I'm trying not to say the darkest, but for me, it was the darkest. A Stitch and Bitch group, what's this? I'm so excited about the Anchor Stitch Along. I invited my Stitch and Bitch group to do it with me. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Dang it, Mel. Em says, this is such a good stitch. I want to do a whole hoop of it. And Mel is the one to blame for this because she's the one who was begging me to do this stitch for something. And I think it was like 3 months ago maybe. And I tried on the Jungle Stitch Along, and I was like, no, I can't really put it in here like in any way that like makes sense, you know? But I was like, for autumn, it would be great for like a blanket or something. And then I kind of forgot about it for a little bit. I'm not going to lie. And then she was like, did you ever figure out how to do that? And I was like, actually, I could change the stitch at the bottom and make it that. So here we are. That's how we came upon this. It's all her fault. It's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. And you know what? I feel like it could work with so many different colors as well. So obviously this is an autumnal kind of hoop. So I tried to pick like more autumnal colors. But I feel like if you didn't want to make it so autumnal, I feel like it could work with any 4 fun colors that go together. I think that's like such a cool vibe. Let's come all the way up here for this one and a little bit over. So yeah. So like I said, I've got the full instructions on this morning's video, and they're all going on YouTube. Every time you flip your hoop, your mitten back looks like a little robot, like R2-D2 or something. And I lose that a little bit because it's so cute. Oh my gosh, let's see. Oh, I can see that. That's so true. Oh my gosh. I love that. With all the little lines, because those are the cross stitch lines. Do you see? Yeah? Oh, my little R2-D2 mittens. And thanks, Jessica. She said, you are so cool. I'm really not. I'm really not cool. Okay, let's do the next color. Here we go. I'm sure it's posted somewhere, but what kind of hoop holder do you use? Mine does not swirl that easily. I got mine at a charity shop, but Cloudcraft, they are in the UK, so if you're in America, they do ship there. It just takes a little bit longer. Or Hawthorne Handmade have almost the exact same ones. And I will say, they're not particularly like super cheap. I think I have a referral code actually. Let me have a look because I might have a referral code for Cloudcraft. They also have some on Amazon if you are like just dying for one. Not the exact same kind. But they do have some like it on Amazon, if that makes sense. But this exact kind, meaning, let me zoom out again. So mine is like this. Take the brick off. Because this is a lap stand, so you're supposed to sit on this part right here. Yeah. This says helpline, so I'm sure if I rang the helpline, maybe they could tell me exactly what kind it is. But it literally looks the exact same on Hawthorne Handmade and on Amazon. Not on Amazon, on Cloudcraft. But I think I might have a referral code, and I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure if you get, I've got to check into it again. Because they asked if I wanted to sign up, but it was over the summer, and I was a bit busy, and I was like, oh gosh, yeah, I'll do it. So I signed up and everything, but I'm not quite sure if it's like money off or if it's just I get something. If I get something, then it's really not worth it. You know, because the whole point is that you guys get a deal. But I do know that Cloudcraft and Hawthorne Made both have the same ones. So, and then they have a little bit different ones on Amazon. Helen's Needlecraft says, I love it. I couldn't stitch without it now. I use a heavy book if I'm not sitting on it. I tend to like turn my hoop a lot, which I'm sure I might be the only one here who does that, but I always do that. I know someone else has one that it's more like this. It's got two arms and then a thing on each side. So if you imagine like two arms and it connects at the bottom, like that. And then you put your hoop in the middle of it. And I think it's like Dubuki, D-U-B-K-I or D-U-K-I, something like that. They make heavy duty ones that just sit on the table. But they're like really, really expensive. But they're also like all handmade and like all that kind of stuff too. So I feel like if you have a look around, you can really find some good ones, but I totally missed that little guy up there. But it just depends on how much you want to pay as well, you know, because I really just use it for the stitch-alongs. Whereas other people like swear by them like 1,000%. This is wasting a lot of thread, but oh, I wonder who that is. Kirsty says it's a blanket. The small bit you've already done, I was totally seeing a pine cone. Dubco. Yes, I think that is it. And they make really beautiful ones. But they are pricier. But again, they're like a heavy duty, like they can just sit on the table and you don't have to put a brick on the bottom like I do. So that's the brick that I stole from my mother-in-law's house. When we were doing her backyard, I was like, do you need this brick? She's like, no, why? And I said, can I have it? She's like, why do you want a brick? I said, I want it for my embroidery. And she's like, that doesn't make any sense. But hey ho, it works for me. So normally you would sit on the part, this little part under here, and kind of turn this to the side so that you can stitch on it like that. But it's nice because it's really movable. It's a lot of the pieces move, if that makes sense. So you can put up this way or that way. This part here goes up and down as well. So I have it as high as it can go. And then this part here twists too. So really useful, especially if you're doing tutorials and stuff, because I think there's like nothing worse for me as a viewer, like when I watch something and you see like a time lapse and like the hoop's going like this the whole time. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't. I can't see what you're doing. I should make one when I'm not using my hoop and you can see my hoop stand and you can see how much I actually turn and move my hoop around as I'm stitching. Now remember, when you're stitching towards the edge, it will pull a little bit. So if you need to, that's where my nail broke off, see? So if you need to keep tugging that fabric to pull it tight, do that. I'm gonna go all the way up for this one. Maybe I'll hide some of that I forgot to do. And then we're at our last color. Yeah, just give it a little once over. If you want to, you can do the same thing that we kind of did at the bottom corner over here. You can't see. Over here. We'll just add another one to make it not open at the bottom. And to like complete the squares. Enjoy your trip to the store. Oh, wow. Okay, lots of people make tabletop stands. So maybe take a screenshot of that. Velk, Pataki? Maybe? I'm sure that's so wrong. But we're almost done, so that's good. It doesn't take that long when you're not explaining all the different parts, you know? Jesse's laying in the sun. Bleep, bloop. Yeah, it's going to be so fun seeing everyone's different blanket color choices for this one. I think so as well. And I talked a little bit in the first video about how I chose four different colors. And someone said, you can still see the fabric. And I'm not sure if they liked that or if they did not like that. But if you don't like that, you can either make your grid a little bit smaller, because I spaced mine out pretty far, or you can add more colors. So nobody said that 4 is like the be all end all. 4 is just a good color to get you started and to fill it all in. And I think that's like the traditional way, if that makes sense. But who's to say you can't do 5 or 6 different colors? Like, try it. You might really like how it turns out. There's all my knots right there, I feel like. They're all right there, so of course. Please, please, please. And then on details day, we'll go through. Let me just put this up a little bit more so you can see the middle. You know what I mean? Like it's in the middle of the screen. On details day, we'll do a little outline on the whole thing, and then we'll also do a little fringe. So if you're kind of thinking, it looks not finished, that's because it's not finished. We still have a little bit more work to do on it. I just love how it looks so like loose and floppy. And then when you put those tacking stitches down, it really like flattens them all together. I just think it looks so cool. So good. I wonder what's going on. My neighbor just got a new car. So I feel like they're probably like swapping around and giving it a wash and all that kind of fun stuff. This is called battlement couching. Battlement, like Battlement. I don't want that there. Can I fit one more? Or do I need to go to... Let's see if there's anything I can... Nope. Okay. Because if you've been to a stitch along before, you know I don't like going over areas like this where there's no stitching going to be there, because here you're going to really be able to see through with the darker color threads. But hopefully it'll be okay. Okay, we're doing our vertical lines, and then we're doing our couching, and we're finished, and we're all done. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Look how nice. Oh, I just love it. I feel like it could work with so many different colors too. I feel like I say the same thing over and over and over, but that just gets me thinking when I look at them. I just think, oh, wow. And they don't all have to be in the same color family. So I know I kind of went from yellow to orange to like a burgundy, like a red. But you can always just pick 4 different colors that you think look good together and do that. So it doesn't have to be the same color family. They all don't have to be warm colors. They all don't have to be cool colors. You can mix and match. Living in the US, I've never made the time for a stitch along, so catching alive was so exciting. I'm so sad to have to hop off and start school with my kids. Thanks, Tori. Oh, enjoy. And thanks for stopping by. Homework is more important, you know. It might even be my neighbor's neighbor who's obsessed with washing his car. But he normally does that on Sundays, so... Okay, let's have one more little look and make sure. There we go. Make sure. I feel like that's pretty good. I didn't do too bad of a job here. Let's flip her over. There he is. Either that or someone's like in our driveway and they're like messing it up. No, not my driveway. Nothing to do with me. Because we're like one of the only people who have stones in our driveways. So I can hear when someone's like in our driveway, like if they walk up, I'm always like, can hear you. Okay, let's get some yellow and we can finish this up. This like really ties it all together, I feel. Then I need to pick a color for my nails so I can do them later. Yeah, we can always hear like when we get package or when the mailman's here, like if anyone like walks up to our house, because our whole driveway is stone. Whereas lots of other people have paved their driveway or they've put pavers down, so it's like bricks. I can really hear it though, so I wonder what they're doing out there. Nosy! You are too nosy. I've got a really big knot. Look at it. You should do a fall color to match the stitch along. Do you know what? I did have a fall color just this last time. I did like a dark, dark red. Oh my gosh, should I just leave this? Because this is just, there's no way I'm going to be able to get that out. Like, what is this? Wow. Beautiful. Oh, so close, but so far away, huh? What in the world? That's just gonna live there. Better yet, we could probably just start again. I've only done 2. Like, what in the world? How did that happen? I will never know. The most giant of knots. Bingo! Yeah, just let me live a little bit here, okay? Can I just do some stitching with no knots? Oh, Nem says navy and glitter. I'm assuming he means for the nails, and I think I do have navy, so I'm gonna do that. Thanks for that. If you use more than 4 colored threads, say 6 threads, do you still just tack the last 2? You just tack the very last one that you do. So if you used 8 colors, you just tack down the 8th color. If you use 3 colors, you tack down the 3rd color. I used 4 colors, so I'm tacking down the 4th color. Does that make sense? I hope so. So you only tack down the very, very last layer of your crisscrosses. You are not the only one that gets obnoxious knots. I get so many all the time. But part of that is that I like to use an obnoxious amount of thread. So I like, if I know I'm going to use a lot of thread, then I make the longest piece of thread I can get. And that's probably not a good idea. I have to go to work, darn it, but hopefully I can jump back on in a little if you are still here. Maybe, but thank you for coming. I'm always amazed that people make time to come to these. Like, why would you want to come talk to me? It's so cool how tacking it down brings it all together suddenly. Yes. And I think, like, even though I've only done a little bit here, I'll zoom a little bit closer and you can really see. Like, it looks so different from here to there. You know? So different. And it's literally just adding these little tacking stitches. So remember, you're only doing the intersection of the last layer of the last two. And we're trying not to manipulate where they are necessarily. So we don't want to pull one way over here and one way over here, you know? Keep them in the same place if you can. And you do that by going straight up through the back and then straight down on the other side. So if you have your threads like this, you're going from here to here, you know? Upper left to lower right, like that. So many more. Such a bigger space, eh? Ooh. But honestly, cannot wait to see what you guys do with this. You can add more colors if you want to. So instead of 4, you could do 5 or 6. You can have different colors. I can't wait for, who is it who always does the bright one? The really, really, really bright one. Is it Mabel something? Or, I can never remember. But I just think it could work with so many different colors. It makes me like Nem said, yes, Mabel Bloom Crafts. I thought it was Mabel something. And I was like, I swear it's Mabel something. But then I was like, oh crap. What if it's not? Oh, I try to remember everyone. And like I say, for every stitch along, I try to remember like your screen name, showing my age here, your username, your screen name, and like also your real name. So if you're screen name or your username doesn't have your actual name in it, I still try and remember both of your names, if that makes sense. Her real name is Sarah. But then Instagram, they really like started playing up, because when you used to message me, it would be with your screen name, that's it. But now, if you go to your profile, like mine says Tori, and then embroidery teacher. So that's what comes up in your DMs instead of like the Barmy Fox. It'll say Tori, embroidery teacher. Jessie, chill. Okay, she's walked away. Good. Oh, she's back. Hold on. Okay. Come on in then. Keep it hot. But now they've changed it. And it comes up as whatever you have as your first line in your profile. So I used to know like who everyone is. And now it'll come up as like Suzanne at whatever. Or some people, they don't put their name there. It just says, I love life. And it's like, I love life. I sent you a message and I'm like, oh Christ, who's that? But I do always try to remember them all. And I think that comes from being an art teacher when I used to teach the entire school. So you'd have like a David in your first hour class, and you'd have like a David in your third hour class. Just tell them apart. So I do try, guys. I'm really sorry if I forget or if I get it wrong. And yes, Beach Gal, I know you're Heather. Robot hipster. My real name is Liz. I'm going to remember these, I promise you. I promise I'll try. Heather and Liz. I just think we spend so much time together. We might as well, right? Gosh, I can hear her over there huffing and puffing. It's a bit warm here today, you know. I thought it was getting Yes, Teresa. I know you're Teresa. Because I always remember the T. I don't know why. I don't know if it stands for Teresa, whatever. But and you have really lovely dogs. Come here on my public account. I think it's so sweet that you try and remember people's names and greet everybody. Yes. I feel like it's really important. Like, it's not just me being like, oh, I'm sucking up to everyone. It's like we are it's a genuine community. Like, you would never like meet someone in public and be like, oh, hey, red shirt girl. like you would never do that. So I feel like if we're gonna spend a lot of time together, genuinely, and like so many people like started doing stitch-alongs, and like genuinely, I would say that you're my friends. Like, and I think that's just so nice. So the song is very over the top with the music. Is that it? That's all. Woo! Red shirt girl. Red shirt girl Heather. Yeah, so it's kind of like, yeah. I almost feel like there needs to be another red one right here at the bottom, because look, if you put your thread straight down, do you see that little corner like that? Okay, and you'll find it on your own embroidery. Do you know what I mean? Because you'll only see it after it's already been done. Do you know what I mean? So get the full grid in first, however it is. And then if you find an area where you're like, I feel like there needs to be a square here, then you can always go back and just add that one little piece of a vertical line. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And we'll do the back. Because I worked in a grid. Hey. Okay. Let's just grab that, because it's going to drive me crazy if I don't do it. So yeah, so do the main grid first. I showed you how to do it this morning, so hopefully that will give you, and you can almost tell that these ones are a little bit bigger than these ones, just by a smidge. But like I said this morning, it's okay. Don't stress out about them not being the same size or not all even or anything like that, because you're just gonna worry yourselves to death. I feel like there could probably almost be an orange one right next to it too, if I wanted to keep the illusion alive. Let's just see. But yeah, so that's it. It reminds me of the gherkin in a really cool way. I could see that. We've got from Colorado. Hello. Oh gosh. Oh, is that David? Because that's definitely someone in the driveway. So let's see. Just got 2 more stitches, man. Oh, snipes it is. It's fine. It's just an extra one anyways. An extra live. So it'll be fine. But I've put my phone on silent, haven't I? Do not disturb. So he can't disturb me. Did I catch you live? What a treat. Just for a second. Yes. I'm like boiling in this room though. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. And then we'll do one little yellow and we'll be finished. You'll get to hear Jessie say hi to David. Is David here? She's just looking at me like, yes, idiot. All right, so that's pretty much all. That's pretty much it. I'm going to do this one last little yellow guy, and then that's all. So make sure you go to my stories and my Instagram grid, because there's a stitch along there and it tells you how to download and everything. And it's completely free. So did she really not even howl? I just told them. You get to hear how Jessie howls at David when he comes in the door. And then she's just like, I said, is David here? And she just looked at me like, you are an idiot. He's clearly here. Okay, let's zoom out and see how it looks, because we always do. And that's it. I think we can go a little bit more, actually. And that's it. That's the whole blanket or scarf or whatever finished. So we will do an outline on here for Details Day. And then we'll also add a little fringe if you want to. So it's only if you want to. Tomorrow, we're either going to do the coffee cup or the pumpkin. I'm feeling we're going to do the coffee cup. There she goes. There she goes. All right, well, enjoy your Thursday.
It's normally like 10 times.
Yeah, normally it's like way more than that. But I hope you enjoyed it, and have a lovely, lovely day. Don't forget to go. Then she grabs her bone and she does a parade around the house with it. So that my dog just came running. That's so funny. Yeah, then she grabs her bone and she does a little parade around the kitchen like, ooh, can't catch me, can't catch me. So funny. Like every day when he gets home. So yeah, so this is all finished. Go to my stories from earlier and you can click, because the links are the stickers now. They're not swipe ups anymore. So go and click that link and you can get the free Anchor Stitch Along that starts in October. It'll take you straight to their site and everything. So enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow at 10. All right, goodbye. Bye, bye, bye.